Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. I'm full of smile this evening because why? I know and I have the belief that the Super Eagles will do us proud come Sunday because it is what it is, because they've been doing well. A lot of persons didn't give the Super Eagles this chance to get to the final, but here we are at the final. And I always say on this show, whenever we avoid a defeat against Cote d'Ivoire, we normally go all the way to lift the trophy. You go check the record, 1980, 1994, 2013, and now 2023. They are the host, and we'll be playing against them come Sunday. That is why I am smiling, because it is what it is. The Super Eagles have been doing well, though we had it's a mixed feeling, we showed in the morning. It's a mixed feeling where we lost some lives because of that game against the Bafana of South Africa, and we pray that God will give all of those that the departed soul, their family, the fortitude to bear that loss, and where our heart is with them is a good thing. And to compensate this, the Super Eagles definitely, by the special grace of God, will come back with the trophy. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Welcome you properly to the program Sports Update on Trust TV. And I am Abba Michael will be joining me all the way from Plateau State, the cold city. Will be joining me on the show this evening. And when he's ready, he will come up to join us. Okay, let's start with this fantastic story. There was some fillers coming in from South Africa that Stanley Nwabali should not enter into that country, but I don't really want to dwell on that, because this one is a good side where Chippa United boss, that is the owner of Chippa United, his name is Siviwe Chippa Mpengesi by name. The chairman of South African Premier Soccer League side, Chippa United, has actually thrown his weight behind Super Eagles goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, because he is their goalkeeper. He plays for Chippa United in South Africa, and the man has actually been praising Stanley Nwabali for representing Chippa United well in the African Cup of Nations. And you know what that means? Definitely, that is more money that will be coming for that team, because if Super Eagles leave this trophy come Sunday, Stanley Nwabali is going to have a lot of suitors. So Chippa United is getting ready for life after Stanley Nwabali, because definitely we know that with this performance, Stanley Nwabali will actually end will be playing his trade elsewhere, maybe in Europe or Asia or whatever on the continent of the world. But definitely he might also be staying in South Africa, going to the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns and the rest of them. And that is why the owner of Chippa United is actually praising Stanley Nwabali for all of his heroics at the Nations Cup, you know, against the Bafana of South Africa. He won man of the match, and that's the way to go. He has been fantastic for Nigeria in between the six since day one of this competition. He conceded just 2 goals in about 4 games. He didn't concede any goal, and he would have made it 5 clean sheet on Wednesday when we played against the team from South Africa, if not for that penalty that was awarded to them at the 90th minute of that game. And for Stanley Nwabali, congratulations to him, congratulations to Chippa United, congratulations to Super Eagles of Nigeria, and congratulations to the 200 million plus Nigerians who are actually supporting this team for getting this team far. And it's a good news that we have Chippa United, also Chippa United owner, supporting Stanley Nwabali. A lot of some news filtered in that he has been banned he has been warned not to come back to South Africa, and I don't really want to take that, because this is football and you need to show sportsmanship. Whatever happens, he's still a player for Chippa United, and Chippa United is in South Africa, so you cannot ban a player who has a contract with a team because he played against your country. I think that is not a good one coming in from that section. Stay talking about the AFCON. I don't know if Abba Michael is ready to join us. Okay, all right. We have Isaac Omidiji joining us this evening on the program Sports Update, while we wait for Abba Michael from Plateau State to also join us. But Isaac, let's go straight to Niger State, where Isaac is standing by to join us via Zoom. Isaac, welcome to Sports Update this evening. And it's been a fantastic one for us. We've been doing so well in the AFCON. And for Chippa United owner, that's Mpengesi, by name Siviwe Mpengesi, he has thrown his weight and has been praising Stanley Nwabali for all of his heroics with the Super Eagles at the Nations Cup.
There is no better way. Good evening, Emmanuel, and to those who are being hosts in every part of the world. There is no better way to motivate a player that is playing for a club than this. Remember, he is a Chippa United player at club side level. Now he is a Nigerian player at national team level. In Chippa United, you have both players from Zimbabwe, from GR Congo, from South Africa, of different nationalities. So if one of these players is excelling with his national team, it behoves on the club to support the player. Look at what Napoli, Brentford, Nottingham Forest have been doing for the likes of Victor Osimhen, Frank Oyeka, as well as Olaino. Look at the way they've been providing support for them at every game they are to play or they have played. So for Chipa the boss coming out to praise the heroics of Stanley Nwabali, it's no news. It's what he's supposed to do, and that also calm frayed nerves, unnecessary frayed nerves that have been raised because of his heroics at the African Cup of Nations.
Unnecessary nerves that has been created, and I want to, that is why I say I don't really want to dwell on that story where they say he has been warned not to come back to South Africa. But what it is, it's a good one that the owner of Chippa United is supporting their own, and you know what it means. He's a businessman, and you know what will be coming if definitely Stanley Nwabali will be leaving Chippa United for Europe or anywhere anywhere in the world. So it's a good one that he is throwing his weight behind him. Still talking about Stanley Nwabali. Now let's go take this story quickly, where he has come out to say that criticism is his motivation. That is Stanley Nwabali. If you actually look at him, he's somebody who is humble. If you look at from his look, he's somebody who is humble and who is ready to go. And he sees criticism as a source of motivation. Isaac Omidiji, and when you are being criticized, all you need to do is to improve. Criticism, constructive criticism, makes you a better person. I think that is what it is, Isaac. I don't know, because now he has said criticism makes him better.
Yes, you see, if you don't face criticism and you don't handle it well, you won't get to the top. One of the hallmark of stars and celebrities and those who have made it in life, they've been criticized at one stage or the other. And this is football, where you do well today, you are praised, and when you messed up tomorrow, you have been fired. This against South Africa is saved 2 penalties, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's get to the final. And he missed any of the penalties if we get to the penalty stage. The same people who praised him against South Africa will criticize him against Ivory Coast. So that is the nature of the game. You just have to, ignore this, pick the ones that will improve you, use them to improve yourself, and you continue to grow. And that's one thing that Francis Uzor didn't handle well. During the period when he was, he was a player that was making the greatest mistake in the Super Eagles. Fans criticize you. Yes, there are some that abuses you, which is not even ethical, which is not right, which should not be defended. But you should pick the ones that are constructive enough and improve on yourself, not to react with the language you used if it's easy. Play, make Oyinbo man sign you. That is not a hallmark of a good professional. And we have seen it now. We have seen a more humble player taking a spot and doing well. Who say Francis Uzor cannot do what Stanley is doing if he has handled criticism very well? But for you to grow, you must be able to handle criticism, shift it, pick the one that are necessary, throw away the abuse. In fact, shut your eyes and ears to them and use the necessary ones to grow.
Yes, and use the necessary one to grow. Let's stay with the AFCON, Isaac. We have come this far, and a lot of persons are not still satisfied with the Super Eagles coach. I don't know, maybe from your own end, because I know sometimes you also were not satisfied with some of his handling of the Super Eagles, some of his tactics. So far, so good. From my own end, on my own perspective, based on my own opinion, I think this man has actually proved a point that yes, because whenever he is granting an interview, he will always tell you he wants to coach the Super Eagles. He wants to work for the country. And I can see that in him, that zeal. So I don't know if he has actually impressed since the start of the Nations Cup.
I think we would be unfair to Pesero to say he has not impressed. it would be unfair to him to say he has not really impacted positively on that team. Remember, prior to the competition, I was one of those that never gave the Super Eagles a chance. And one of the major reasons why I never gave them a chance was because of the coach and what he has done prior to the tournament. But in this particular tournament, he has brought his A game, his technical acumen to play. The fact that after the first game against Equatorial Guinea, he could bring in a tactical change to see that these Eagles will play better with a three-man defense, two wing backs, and see how he will make the midfield a better midfield. You can see that has transformed this thing. That has been the pattern he has continued to play. And if he didn't come up with this, then probably we will not be here. So we should give it to him. And whether we win it or not, he has done well. And eventually, when we eventually win it, we should praise him. We shouldn't praise just the players, because we could see that this time around, he's even making changes that are impacting. He makes changes the right time, and he's bringing out and bringing in the right players. So you can hardly fault his decisions in this tournament. So let's give it to him. I once referred to him as a PhD coach, but I think now he's looking more like a good coach.
I think he's looking more or less like a good coach. Isaac still staying with the Super Eagles. Now, what are your expectations for Sunday's game?
Well, we should go there and be humble. Go to the pitch, be humble. Never underrate the Ivorians. The Ivorians will be playing with the 12th man, the fans. And this time around, the fans will be more serious. They'll be more loud. The pressure will be more hard on the Super Eagles. The intimidation will be rife. But the Super Eagles should just go and play their game. And you know that they have beaten them before. They can do it again. A goal is enough. In the policy of Pesero, I just want a goal. And I want to win. I don't want to concede. That is enough to win in a game. So we shouldn't go there and think because we've beaten them before, we can beat them again. When you see a country or a team that should not be out in the group stage, making it into the finals, they are motivated to win the title.
Okay,
when they qualified as one of the best losers, I was scared that, hey, this team can get into the finals. And they've got into the finals. And they'll be motivated because they lost against Super Eagles. They are playing against Super Eagles in the finals. They will not watch what happened during the group stage to repeat itself. And the best way they can pay back their fans and the government for the investment for hosting the AFCON is to win it. So pressure definitely will be on the Ivorians, that definitely, because they know they have to satisfy their fans. But the Super Eagles should know that they should just take it calmly, play their game, and not play into the end of the fans who will be intimidating with their support for the Ivorians.
Okay, just play your game and don't play into the hands of the fans. We have Abba Michael all the way from Plateau State joining us on the show this evening. Abba Michael, welcome to Sports Update. It's a wonderful one, you joining us this evening. Let's begin with this story before I ask you how it was, because I know that is a cold city. Now, let's begin with this story this evening, where the federal government is set to reward the Super Eagles for all of their exploits in AFCON 2023 going on in Cote d'Ivoire. The final is Sunday between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. For you, Michael, I know the Super Eagles have done well. They've been impressive since day one of this competition. Now, the federal government is set to reward this team coming in from the vice president on Wednesday after that game against the Bafana of South Africa.
Yes, I mean, it's been a long time coming. We have been waiting for this for ages. For a moment, I thought, when will the federal government start dishing out the reward to these players? But we are glad that finally they have responded. The first response was the physical presence of the Vice President, Shetima. He was there to motivate the players, and I believe that boosted their morale a great deal. And then now we are beginning to hear that some sumptuous reward awaits the players. This is what we have been waiting to hear. I'm so glad that despite the lack of material motivation, just like the Angola president did, the players were still able to give in their 200% effort. I must really laud the players, which shows that they have demonstrated patriotism. When they say, I pledge to Nigeria, my country, that is what the players have just done, to be faithful, loyal, and honest. And we are really impressed with the players. But we are happy that the federal government has finally decided to reward the players. This will be a big motivation going into the finals, facing the host, despite having lost to them initially. but we believe that this time around, we will do it again. We have done it before, and we shall do it again. The players just need to stay focused. We also have a large large crowd, very noisy supporters club that I believe will be neutralize the hostilities of the Ivorian supporters.
Yes, we are going to neutralize the hostilities of the Ivorian supporters. Still dwelling on the AFCON. Michael, 11 players, okay, 22 players of the Super Eagles who are there in Cote d'Ivoire. Who has been the most impressive for you out of the 11 players that Jose Pizarro start with? Who has been the most impressive? I know. Okay, let me hear from you.
Yes, of course. It's difficult to single out a player. All the players have given their best, but then there's nothing wrong to single out a few. I'm sorry I may not be able to give you only single one player, but at least I have 3 players that I must give credit to. First and foremost, Victor Osimhen. He has been a torment. He has troubled and shattered all the defenses. 4 of his goals have been disallowed, but nevertheless, he still ensures that we get to the finals. We must also give credit to Ademola Lookman, who decided to take upon his shoulders the scoring load, knowing that Victor Osimhen has been double teamed, double marked, and closed out. And so Ademola Lookman is the second player that I must give credit to. And thirdly, I have to give credit to Truce Akon. That guy has been cool, calm, collected. He never allow his nerves get over him. And then finally, the goalkeeper, our hero, whose net worth, who was worth 200,000. When we got out of first round, the price tag on Nwabali became £2 million. But I tell you now that we're in the finals, any team that wants Nwabali should be ready to cough out nothing less than £20 million, because he may be playing for Chippa United, but he is no longer a cheap player. He is now an expensive United player.
Yes, of course. An expensive Chippa United player. It's a good one, which he has been doing so well for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, I know we are into the final. A lot of expectations from Nigerians for the Super Eagles against the Cote d'Ivoire on Sunday. And from your own end, what will you tell Jose Pizarro what he should do against this team, playing them the second time in the competition?
Yes, I would advise him to go back and watch the first match we played against them. After they defeated Guinea-Bissau, we met them and we defeated them. He has to go back and re-watch that tape. What were the mistakes? What were our strengths? What were the strategy that worked for us? And then how do we counter the new revamped Cote d'Ivoire? They are not the same Cote d'Ivoire. They were the best loser Cote d'Ivoire, but now they have turned out to become a thorn in the flesh of every defense they have met. They have changed their story. They have twisted their fortunes from misfortune to fortune. And so the coach Pizarro has to look at his formation again, what worked for us, and I must laud his substitutions. I think he got it right, especially against South Africa. He got his tactics right. Whatever it is he's using, he should just look at the players' fitness and be sure that they are all good to go. I believe we don't need to change our strategy too much against the Ivorians. We just need to be more clinical, just psych Osimhen a little. You have been giving us penalties, but you have not been scoring. And then he should let Osimhen know that he is too quick to react. His reaction time is too fast. He's always beating the gun. And that has affected him, but overall, we managed to cross. So he should talk to Osimhen to be a bit careful, a bit meticulous before he takes any shot or any last pass, so that we can nip this to the board. We're coming home with the trophy.
All right, so that we can nip this to the board. Good one coming in from by Michael in Plateau State. Let's go back to Isaac Omidije and let's look at this story where the MPFL organizers have rescheduled a lot of reschedule game for Rivers United. They were supposed to take on Sporting Lagos yesterday, but that game has been rescheduled for a later date that is yet to be announced because at the center of that pitch in Lagos, that is the Nikon Stadium, there's a giant screen that they are using to watch the AFCON 2023. Isaac, now the game has been rescheduled, but a date has not been announced. And you know what that means, because we are expecting the second stanza of the MPFL to kick off by next week.
Yes, I was expecting that all our standard matches will have been played during the break, so that the score round starting, at equal level. So that one team have played more and the team have played less, except the team will be going on continent again. So for the organizers, I don't know the major reason. Is it because that place is being used for watching Super Eagles games? I don't really understand. Can't the venue be changed? That is another thing. Is that the only stadium we have in Lagos? Can Sporting Lagos played on another pitch? So these are some of the other things we should look at. But I hope that before the second round will start, even if it's going to be midweek, that game should be played, so that we should have all teams coming at equal level of games played before the new season. I mean, the second round of the season starts, so the competition will be more rife. Because I see this Premier League season going down the wire.
Okay, you see this season going down the wire. Let's go away from the MPFL and look at this particular story where the All-African Games now, that game, the All-African Games will be starting in, will be taking place in Ghana from the March 8th. But now for Team Nigeria, it has been confirmed that campaign date has been confirmed for February 15th, where all of Team Nigeria, we are going with 25 sports. So we will be participating in 25 sports will be showcasing at the All-African Games. At the end of the day, for Team Nigeria, the date for camping is February 15. That should be precisely by next week. Isaac, do you think is late, the camping date that was confirmed just yesterday, is late or early for us?
Not early. That's just 3 weeks to the All-African Games. This is our own African Olympics. Except if some of these athletes have been individually training on their own. It's not go well. 3 weeks for camping is not enough. We don't have at least 5 weeks for camping. We're not going there to count numbers. We know, yes, we have advantages some games. I mean, some sports, weightlifting, athletics, boxing, wrestling. We have advantages in some of those games. But that's not enough also to take preparation granted. Remember, we go in well.
All right, Isaac, you hold your thought there. You are not satisfied with that 3 weeks of campaign is not enough. Quickly, before we go on the show, let's just look at this NBA result. Let's have the NBA result quickly. Let's just put that NBA result on the screen, where Golden State Warriors and Indiana Pacers, it was 131-109 for Indiana Pacers, and Denver Nuggets also defeated LA Lakers 106. And there are some games that will be coming up tonight in the league. We just have 4 of them in La Liga. We have Cadiz against Real Betis in La Liga. Borussia Dortmund will take on Freiburg in German Bundesliga. Salernitana Empoli, that is Italian Serie A. Marseille will take on Metz, that is in French Ligue 1. I can hear my director saying, okay, we should leave the studio. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the program. Isaac, thanks for joining me all the way from Niger State. And to you, Abba Michael, thanks for joining me also on the program this evening. Sports Update. I know Jos City is a very cold place, so go and catch some groove for the weekend and prepare yourself for the match against Cote d'Ivoire on Sunday. All right, that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashemin. Say thanks for watching.